What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kingdom Come, coming to you live and direct from my channel, Spiritually Speaking, Matters of the Soul. I wanted to do a quick episode on polygamy, and there's a couple Bible verses that I highlighted to kind of support my argument. I actually don't believe in polygamy. I think that it distracts a lot of people, and I think a lot of people nowadays is becoming more of an accepted practice. And there's a lot of people who are have a lot of interest, men and women, in getting engaged in polygamous relationships. But I think it's distracting people, and it's a recipe for drama. And I wanted to talk about that real quick. So throughout my life, I have often fantasized about it, having multiple women, each with their own strengths and ideology, all directed towards one goal. It's very alluring, you know what I'm saying? So I've often thought about the advantages of being in a polygamous relationship. I've actually even attempted it a time or two, or even tried to set it up or talk women into engaging in one with me. There's one thing that I find very early, every single time I tried: it takes too much work. First of all, multiple men in the equation will certainly lead to drama, because there's testosterone involved, and men's instincts to be, the head of the household, it is gonna, it's gonna take over. So I think it's gonna lead to, a definite clash, causing inevitable conflict. Multiple women in this situation will also lead to drama. Women's need of attention and how their needs are being met will be compared to each other, and jealousy's issues will be a definite factor. Even if you get 3 or 4 more people to get involved or actually, take a part of it, the amount of work and energy it would take to keep this thing, to keep this thing going and keep everyone content, not even happy, just content, would take too much work and energy. And depending on the egos and the temperaments involved, is going to be the severity of the shit show that you're gonna that's gonna result. So it's just, people got big egos, and it's not something that I think anybody who's a thinker and an independent person, you don't want, it's too many opinions involved. It's hard for people nowadays, especially, to get on the same page about anything, let alone a relationship where you're sharing sexuality and intimate ideas with one another. And when I say intimate ideas, I mean ideas that are close to home, close to your life, sensitive topics and subjects and things that you're going through with your personal life. So basically, I think that people need to stop it. There's examples on the internet, on YouTube particularly. What's the dude's name? I forget his name. They get involved with these polygamous situations and then put it on YouTube and have people paying for subscriptions, and it's popular. People watch that crap. Nature Boy or whatever his name is, it's garbage, bro. And then these people are idiots that are trying to put this together. If you're really gonna make this work, you would have to be really intelligent in the way that you approach it, and everybody involved would have to get along on a certain level to where it would be infinite. The loyalty and the love there will be infinite, and it's too hard because too many egos are involved, and jealousy and envy and everything else. When you throw all of that into the mix, bro, it's gonna be a shit show. Stop it. And it's alluring. I think a lot of men fantasize about it. You know what I'm saying? Having multiple women, sexually and economically, it could be advantageous, but I'm telling you right now, bro, you don't want those problems. So during a different era, let me read what I got for y'all, man. During a different era, polygamy was a more accepted practice, and that was in the Old Testament, when God wanted man to multiply. It was more of an acceptable practice. But even then, too many women can distract the man of God, like Solomon, and lead him astray, like we find in 1st and 2nd Kings and Chronicles. And then the wrong woman will lead to a man of God's destruction or downfall, like we read about in Samson and Judges, exactly. And there's many more stories just like it, not just Samson, where it turns out the wrong woman can be a man's downfall. And that's another reason why polygamy is a big no-no, is because even just one man and one woman to come together, it takes a lot of work and energy, because they got to be on the same page on a lot of different things and where they're going in life and share the same ideology, because if not, then it's going to lead to really building a foundation on sand, which is going to crumble inevitably. So, it's even hard for just one person to find one woman or one man to that you're compatible with to marry and start a family, let alone 3, 4, 5, 6 different personalities. Like, stop it. You're doing too much. There's many stories throughout the Bible where women end up leading to a man's downfall if it's the wrong woman, like I said. So you got to have the right woman in the first place, you know what I'm saying, let alone trying to throw multiples into the equation. We're in a new era. This is an era where focus is important, focusing on the right things and really pinpointing and identifying what real reality is, because so many people lived in this distorted view of reality, and they're this picture that they paint themselves and the things that they tell themselves, and it's not really real. When I get in arguments with people or I discuss things with people, I always come to the same phrase, I always repeat the same phrase. It's I bring it up so many times, but it's there's my truth, there's your truth, and then there's God's truth. And that could be 3 separate things depending on how distorted people are, and most people are distorted, even myself. Like, I'm not 100% clear on everything around me, that takes reflection and heavy meditation. Nobody can be. It's hard to maintain that kind of focus, but I strive to every day. But let me finish this. So there's several references of good men of God going down because they're distracted by the wrong woman. So this is a new era where we got to keep distractions to a minimum so we can focus on the right things, things that lead you astray from God's purpose on your life. And that could be women or substances or acts that you do, habits that you have. Anything can lead you astray. So but there's a heavy emphasis in the New Testament about especially women being distractions, or men being distractions in your life, the opposite sex. The person that you're supposed to be marrying. It's good to marry the person of your youth. Dating isn't a practice that's really acceptable for any believer, I believe. So let me finish this. So I had a couple Bible verses that kind of support my argument. 1 Corinthians 7:1 clearly says it is good for a man not to touch a woman. And that he just comes out and says that the power of intimacy and sex it's a power of influence in many, many ways over the other person. And there's a person that can get the upper hand in that energy of exchange, and there's a person who can end up really suffering if that energy is abused or that power is abused. Both men and women can gain advantages over the opposite sex through the power of sexual energy and intimacy. So God's saying that men of God, in 1 Corinthians 7:1, he clearly says, don't even touch a woman, because already you're going to be distracted. I need you to focus. So the only reason why in the New Testament it explains that it's acceptable for a man to cleave onto a wife is because he knows that we're born in a world of sin, and that it's tough out here, to stay focused with, fine women walking around everywhere. So, basically it's you get a wife to keep you away from really, diving deep into sin, and polygamy is a practice that I believe that it's of Satan. It's to keep men distracted and keep them off track and off focus from doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let me see, what else do I have? I have Hebrews 13:4. Let marriage be held in honor, and let the marriage bed be undefiled. Undefiled meaning having multiple sex partners. God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterers. The sexually immoral better fear God, man. I'm telling y'all, there's no rest for the wicked. That's why I try to reel myself in. Even when I know I'm sinning, I feel bad. Like, hey, God be like, boy, you better straighten up quick, because I know that karma's real, and I know that God ain't playing. And actually, in this lifetime, you better hope you get your karma, because you don't want to carry that over into the next lifetime, or go to get heaven's gates just to find out that you're in for a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta stay examining thyself. there's no way that you can allow yourself to just go off the deep end and not pay any kind of mind to what you're doing to your soul and your spirit, or the soul and spirit to those around you, because there's consequences and repercussions. Whether you feel them now or not, they're coming. Let me see. Even Jesus says in Matthew 19:5 that a man would leave his mother and his wife and cleave to his wife. Or will leave his mother and his father and cleave to his wife. There's no mention of multiple wives. And it says that they're no longer twain but one flesh. Like I said, there's no mention of multiple wives or multiple husbands in the dynamic, and that's because it's taught to us in the New Testament. It teaches that one wife if you must. That's basically what it teaches, and the reason why is because it's a distraction, and it's an easy way for Satan to be able to enter into your life and your thoughts, and be able to put strongholds and basically taint your soul. So you got to be careful, man. And temptation is everywhere, and I think that we're all, like I said, we all go through it. We all have our little phases to where it gets to us more times than others, but we got to stay God-fearing and stay prayed up. So in this world of sin, God knows it's hard, and I think that's why he says, go and get you one wife if you must. I know there are times where I feel like that it's harder for me to control myself than others, but that's why it's important to stay in heavy prayer. So God put this message on my heart. I had a lot of it written down. Like, I'm sorry for looking down and reading, but I really wanted to capture what it is that I wrote down. As far as polygamy goes, like, I see how it's alluring. You got multiple women, you know what I'm saying, or multiple men, and you guys are all pitching in the same pot, a community of like-minded people, and all, striving towards one goal. Rent, mortgage, whatever's getting paid, property, cars, insurance, it's expensive to maintain a household. It's not cheap, even though the government is passing out money like we've never seen in history before. That's another video I'm going to be dropping soon. But yeah, it's not good because it distracts you, and it opens up a portal to your soul to put strongholds for sexual immorality in your life. So it's alluring. I get it, especially, economically, not even just sexually, but a lot of people are doing it, I think, for selfish sexual reasons, because they're sexually immoral, and the fantasy about dominating and having multiple women and being able to call plays for multiple women, you know what I'm saying, and basically get the needs met of their household. I could see how it could be alluring, but you got to watch out, because the things that you have to go through in order to put all of that together, it's not a natural thing for anybody to partake in, man or woman, and it will lead to your downfall and lead you astray. So stay prayed up, stay vigilant. Y'all be good, YouTube.